have a talk about a hot topic actually. Dr. Mick will be soon joining us, and I'll give time for you all to start coming live with us and joining this big chat. So welcome. Don't forget to give us tons of hearts to call people in and share the link with them, because I am super excited about it. I'm really looking forward to have Dr. Mikkel here to discuss about this huge topic that it's been nowadays become a little bit of a taboo as well, but we're gonna be just bringing some information about it so people can think and know more about than not just what we've been told. So I'm gonna start waving here to you guys. Thanks for being here with us. Thank you. I can see Dr. Mikkel. It's already here, so we're waiting for him to come live with us. And I'm super excited. So guys, don't forget to send the heart and share the link so we can have more people here with us. There he is. Hello.
Hello. I'm just waving.
How are you?
I'm very fine, thank you. How's Dubai?
Good. So welcome everyone here. I hope you guys, can share the link and give the heart so we can call people to this live. It's a lot of information coming up. I think, for us as a healthcare professional, we have a judgment of taking care of our patients. We will do no harm. All we do is for them good. And so I think it's our main thing is to give the right information and people be aware. They have the option to choose, and we're not here to tell what you should do or you should not do. We are here to inform you and to give you enough content for you to choose. So I think I did a few videos before about this subject, and I was really criticized. I had a lot of people unfollow me, but I really don't care. To me, again, and I know to you as well, how important it is for us to educate our patients, to educate our colleagues, that as many as like me have gone through medical school but haven't had any idea of so many things that ANF bring to science and about all the connections and so on. So it will be an interesting live. Thank you again for being with us and for bringing all this amazing information. I hope everyone can join and can share, and will be a good one. So I'm gonna put the comments off so everyone who has the questions can just send, and then slowly we're gonna be answering all that. But we're gonna just, let me turn it off. So turn off commenting, then now we can see you.
It's nice. I think
yes.
No, and, but it's a good point you have, is that we are not doing this video to say if you're gonna do or not do or whatever. It's informative video, what to think about, and give a little bit more knowledge about the difference of the different vaccines that we have out here, and also what they actually do to the bodies could be very interesting to know. So because of this pandemic, it's also become a lot of fear, of course, and we should also know that media play a giant role in this to create fear, and I'm one of them that is not happy about it, because all the facts that I know and other colleagues know is never coming out. So it's just a little bit information what you should think about when you choose the vaccine you're going to choose, and if you want to do vaccination or not. So just to say that this is not any kind of we try to conspiracy or not. It's like Renata said, it's information. You can take it in and listen to it and learn from it, or you can just ignore it. It's a free will. So it's what we want to say, right?
Exactly. And I think one of the most important message that I tried to pass before, I was telling people that even if you do have the vaccine, it's very important for you to understand that you can still be we still can get it in a low way. We're going to discuss about it. And you still can be spreading the virus. So it's very important that people think, oh, I'm going to have the vaccine and I go party. And it's not much like that. So unfortunately, or fortunately, we have the tools in our hands which to keep our immune system strong, to make sure, we do everything to can, because nothing can buy health. Once you have health, you have everything. So yeah, let's listen from you. What is your views on all that?
I will give you a little bit of information. I will try not to be too much into the biochemistry, or more use a language hopefully you can understand. I'm not a big fan as a medic to use Latin words or academically correct words, because I like to communicate with my patients and also my students in a way they understand what I'm talking about. So when we talk about these different vaccines, I think it's important to understand first that all the years before we done vaccine, we learned how to do vaccines from different kind of viruses and actually use that to create antibodies on our body, so the body can actually learn from this virus so we get immune. And this is also when I was a kid, a long time ago, if you get a flu, if you got measles or whatever you got, the doctor just said, go home, drink a lot of water. If you have high fever, lightly be cold, sweat it out, get over it, and you get an immune system. And this is exactly how it always been. And this is also why we can see a lot of people in my age and around that have a very strong immune system and also a lot of antibodies and stuff like this. What then happened is that what people don't really understand is, first of all, you need to understand you cannot medicate you to a strong immune system. You cannot use artificial supplements and think that works, because if it would work, to say like this, all people around the world would never get sick. So that's very easy. So we have two major vaccines that is playing on the market right now. It's the mRNA vaccines, and we have also the frozen SARS virus that is used by AstraZeneca. So I will try to a little bit differentiate what is the major difference here, so you guys understand what I'm talking about. And if we start with mRNA, that is a totally new way to do vaccines. Actually, it's done research to use mRNA, and I will come back to what it really is, in the last 3 to 10 decades and stuff like that. The problem is that because all humans' DNA is so different, is that it's very hard to stabilize this molecule, to be able for it to communicate with atoms and stuff in our cells and to the cytoplasma to create antibodies. Now it comes a little bit weird words. And because it's so hard to stabilize it, is why they froze it to -70 degrees. And why this is also the reason you need to take 2 shots. Because it's the research, even if they come very, very far, is not completed. And I know Moderna and Pfizer also know this, and I know they have also said that this is the way it is, but we need to do something to fight this virus and bacteria and prevent the body from infections, because that is what's really happening. And this mRNA is, as I said before, you need to take 2 shots with a lot of, like a month or 2 or 3 in between. And because they don't know exactly yet what's going to happen, they collect a lot of data now. And from this data, they will, of course, modify the vaccine. So they will get better and better during time, for sure. Because now they're learning of all this data, the process, what happens to us, side effects and stuff like this. And that will be really, really interesting in long term. I'm personally going to wait as long as possible to take any kind of vaccine. As a medic, I'm in for a risk that it's getting mandatory. I will still wait and see how they learn to develop this process to develop the vaccine. So this is one really good suggestion, actually. And we can see around the world that there's many that, even in healthcare, refuse to take the vaccine. And this is, of course, the purpose, and also because of the side effects. All side effects that is reported stay inside the frame. If you have any kind of severe allergy, neurological disease, cardiovascular issue, or any severe autoimmune disease, you should not take these mRNA at this point. This is a suggestion, it's up to you. So, in this mRNA vaccine, they use something that is called polysorbate. Polysorbate is a chemical, and this is polysorbate 80. It's normally used also in food, for example, in frozen food, a lot in ice cream. In ice cream and frozen food, they use it to prevent it from melting, so it can keep frozen longer. So high amount of this is not good at all, I can tell you. So if you are an ice cream craver or whatever, don't eat it too much. It's not good for you. Because this polysorbate is also used in this kind and can give you severe cardiac arrest, blood clotting, thrombosis, varicose veins, and many of the cardiovascular issues. And this is what they can see also in some of the side effects. It's also used in pharmaceuticals, mostly actually in capsules and stuff, so the body can break down the capsules very easily, so the medication comes faster out in the body and can help us if we need it. But here again, polysorbate also destroys many functions of liver, kidney, and other stuff when we continuously use it. And this is also nothing new, is well known. So I don't say this to scare any one of you, it's just so you should know what it's really all about. It's also used when we talk to vaccines to actually stabilize the vaccine. It's actually coming from oil liquids, from isotonic sorbitane, and here you use it so you have the ability to actually fuse different kinds of liquids in the vaccine so it's getting stabilized. Actually the liquid that is working as a vaccine inside our body. Polysorbate also includes Gattex, Algetix, and Carnacell. That is also two chemicals that is used for having or creating different fusions in our body, but also can destroy other important functions. When it comes to the polysorbate, is reason why many is today in hospitals advise you not to take the vaccine if you have any cardiac problems, or as earlier mentioned, then it's better to use the AstraZeneca one. And I know now they talk a lot about AstraZeneca is only 60% and mRNA is 90% safe. But as we now said before, is that it's not been a long time enough to prove anything. And it's still people that is vaccinated that get it again. And it's still many countries that even if you have vaccinated 2 shots and you go to these countries, you still need to be in quarantine 10 days before they let you out. And this is just because of this. They don't know yet how secure it is. When it also comes to mRNA, is because it generates our protein spikes. And the protein synthesis in our system is our immune system. And this works in a very, very advanced way, because when we talk mRNA, we talk RNA and DNA. And DNA is, of course, the reason we exist, is the last, we could say, protection of that we stay alive. As long as your DNA is strong, you also are strong. So this molecule is turning the gene, so it travels from our nucleus in the cell to the cytoplasma. And here it meets another molecule that is called ribosomes. Ribosomes create our protein that read the mRNA to create the protein in the protein synthesis that will become our immune system. And this is very important when we talk about antibodies. And this is why mRNA vaccine in the future will be a revolution, because if and when this works and the mRNA can stimulate the RNA, actually rRNA, and stimulate our antibodies, we can produce more antibodies. We get a stronger and stronger immune system. So therefore the protein synthesis, and don't mix it with food protein, have nothing to do with this. Now we're talking a biochemistry way. Is this too advanced?
Yeah, I think, but I know, again, people need to know a little bit of the content of the biochemistry to understand what happens into our body. It's very hard to explain without talking about a little bit of the physiology. It is a deep, I'm sure we can go way deeper than that with all the contents, the gelatin and everything else that goes.
I've done this very basically. I try to do it very easy, but it's hard to do it basic. I will try to explain it in another way. So this protein is traveling to all our tissues, into our organs and everywhere to try to protect us against any viral or bacterial infection. So this is why the mRNA vaccine have been done research for so long time, because our immune system used the protein synthesis to give this power to our immune system and teach our B cells, you probably heard antibodies or B cells, our T cells, and NK killer cells, that is our immune system that travels in the lymphatic system. And these are, the stronger these are, and the more they are, the better they can fight any infections, bacterial poison, whatever happens to you, so you don't get sick or get organ failure or whatever. This process is extremely advanced when you look in the biochemistry function in my world, because then you also need to understand the collaboration between the different organ and glands, and each part is doing what. And this need to be worked perfectly to be able to create this. So this is also why they say if you have severe autoimmune disease, whatever, you should maybe take this or this vaccine. Because if you have what's called chronic invisible inflammation, what we teach here in the academy, doctors and therapists and stuff, how to use the ANF therapy, you need to remove the active inflammation and optimize the organs and stuff like this to be able to do so. But if you have an active inflammation or any kind of failure, whatever, that means your immune system is already using high amount of resources to fight an existing problem. And this means also that can make the body confused when you get vaccinated, or it will take the vaccine for another problem. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the body's priority system and how it communicates with the resources we have is another thing that I think for you guys is important to understand, because we all know that we can have many diseases, we can have a lot of problems, and we can still exist. And this is because the nerve system that controls our immune response and our resources can regulate what we need, and will always high priority the life-supporting organs first. When it comes to viral virus, they have found out that everything that enters to our respiratory system, to lungs and stuff, what we can see with this pandemic, is that if you have anything going on in your lungs and this virus start to mutate your cells in the lungs, the reason you get sick from this virus is you create a severe inflammation in your lungs, not like pneumonia, but an inflammation. This inflammation is going to your tissue and create an edema inside your lungs that is blocking the lungs, that's a whole organ, to work like in and out and in and out, so you can't get air. What happens then is that when you can't get air, you just actually inhale and exhale carbon dioxide that is actually poisoning you and prevent the lungs to fill the blood with high amount of quality oxygen from the alveoli to create strength in your body. So this is why the mRNA vaccine will be a revolution in the future. When they have learned from all this, what they do now, is that it will be in future probably impossible to get sick by viral virus. So to come back to the protein synthesis, is that this process, also when it comes to our DNA, is extremely important when it comes to the ribstone, because ribstone consists something that is called rRNA. rRNA proteins in this translation instruct the mRNA and the tRNA ability how to actually create a massive strong of ribstone. And this is then give you extremely strong DNA. And this is also why the mRNA had problems with stabilizing the molecule. So the body couldn't read the artificial mRNA to create protein spikes and the protein synthesis. So this is where they have been struggling to explain the history of this research. But when they succeed with this will be a vaccine for the future when it comes to any kind of virus, bacteria, for sure. But as we are now. So I hope you guys get it, and maybe you can see this over again and again and again. So this is the reason this vaccine is a lot of discussions about it and how good or not it is. And it comes not out so much on the reports what's really happening. It's being a lot of people with a lot of side effects. It's also a lot of people that have super good effects. So it's been a little bit of both, like with all the vaccines, right? Mm-hmm. Does this explain good enough?
Yes, it does. Thank you. I'm sure there is way more things that we can be talking about it. But as I said, I think now, we gave the physiology and the bit of the basic of the basic for the vaccines. And I think now we should highlight a little bit, people can do, because it's being kind of getting into, some people has no choice now. They are having to have it. Mm-hmm. So what are the things that we
can I do the difference and take the AstraZeneca vaccine before we do any?
Sure.
Because I think that is quite interesting to know. Because as you all read, and I know in a lot of countries it's going to be mandatory for vaccines and even vaccine passports and a lot of these blah, blah, blah. For me personally, it looks more like a tyranny than anything else. I think it should be people's own choice. Because even when we talk about UNESCO's rules, and I think it's never good to force people into anything, okay? So AstraZeneca has a different way to do the vaccine. There's been a lot of discussions of this, and you can see that the company that do the mRNA vaccine is actually saying that AstraZeneca is not good, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of talk about this. What AstraZeneca do, their vaccine is called AZD1222. What is the difference here? This is the traditional way to do vaccines that's been done the last 50, 60, 70 years since vaccines started. For me personally, I know more about these vaccines. If I personally should be mandatory to choose today, I definitely had taken this, even if they say it's only 60% safe. Listen to what I'm telling you. It has nothing to do with this. It has to do with your own physical healthy, how your body is, how strong your body is, and all this kind of stuff, which vaccine is good or not, and how your DNA and RNA is working together with the vaccines. So I think this is more like when it comes to choose what you should choose, this or that. Trust your gut. I think that is a really good thing. I would take AstraZeneca. Why? Because this is a frozen virus that's called also adenovirus. This is actually an active SARS-CoV-2 virus that is frozen, that is taken from animals. In many cases of chimpanzees, because they're well known to have this virus since hundreds of years. So what they do with this, they froze it down, and from this virus, they have learned how it works, more or less 100%. And from that, creating an antidote. You can call it antidote. So what this is doing, when you take this vaccine, is that this frozen virus is actually still frozen when you inject it. It's not active. But when it comes to your body, your B cells and the protein synthesis, mRNA, everything I talked about before, will now automatically start to learn from this virus. So it will learn exactly how it works and how to neutralize it. So if you get infected by this type of viral virus again, your immune system is already learned how to fight it. So as soon as it comes into your system, it will attack it immediately and destroy it. This is why I like this, because it's also teaching our microbiota, that is our memory cells for virus and stuff like this, and our bacterial flora in the gut and everything, how to fight this kind of virus. This is why I like this better, because of course I know how this is developed and compared to the other virus, and for me it's thing that is well tested is always better. So,
for sure.
yeah.
I think this is the same as Sinopharm is doing. It's the old type, which I would say the same. If I have to choose, I'll go for something that it's weakening the virus, the proper virus, and not touching the genetic structure of it. So yeah, I think we don't have the AstraZeneca here, but we have the Sinopharm, which is the same principle of weakening the virus as old school vaccines were done before. And we had a great success in the past with any other diseases. So again, it's not the fact here that we are anti or pro. We just want science, and we just want information, and it's good to know what is what. So you have the ability to choose and knowing what to do and what to do not do. Mm-hmm. So it's good to hear from you and know your choices if you have to go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. But also what we did now here in ANF is I developed now a protocol, as you know, for pre-vaccination.
Pre and po.
Yeah, to strengthen your RNA and DNA before vaccination, and also the protocol to use after vaccination to actually detox the body from any kind of toxins that's included in the vaccine. And already know it's shown these protocols are extremely effective. And if you are out there and worried, or you live in Dubai close to Renata or any of our other educated therapists, they can help you with this, and they can help you remove any kind of inflammation before you go and vaccinate yourself, so you actually are more safe and secure. All our clinics around the world can also check your blood pressure, your EKG, everything that is necessary, so you can feel secure. I want to do the vaccination, and I just want to know, so I don't have inflammation in my lymphatic system, I don't have cardiac problems, or all this kind of stuff. We can help you with this, and also give you any kind of information that you actually need, and you maybe have questions. And this is what we also teach in the academy, as Renata also know, is take time with the patient and really explain in common normal language why you feel and are like you are. If it's good or bad, it's very black and white and no weird words. So you need to go home with the medical atlas afterwards and get even more confused. And I think this is very important.
Yeah, we have someone asking here, so if you have lupus and fibromyalgia, you shouldn't be getting it. We're talking here about the pros and cons, and indeed, if you have an inflammation, I think a lot of hospitals around are not given to people with high blood pressure, with people who had shellfish allergies, so they've been careful what kind of patients they allow to take it. And I'm quite sure lupus and fibromyalgia will be on that group that they will not be given. But again, this is a type of chronic inflammation where your body is already fighting to figure out its own inflammation and trying to heal everything. And if you suddenly throw a virus or more toxic in the system, and it's gonna overflow. Again, that's our opinion with the ANF therapy and with the vision of understanding chronic inflammation.
Yeah, and but also because fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, or this kind of is actually inflammation in the nerve system spread by the nerve system. And any kind of vaccination with everything we take, we need a totally healthy nerve system to be able to communicate and process what is going on. So you will probably be one of these patients that I would suggest not take the mRNA. If you want to go for the classic one, I think that's safer, and this is what I should do. Or wait as long as possible till they have actually developed the second, third, or fourth generation of this vaccine. So they, as Renata said, are very good to select if you should not or should take it, and otherwise, you can always ask us. It's no problem.
Yes, I've been, and I thank you for the pre and post protocols that are working wonders already. And whoever wants to know more about it, you can go to the anftherapy.com. We have a map there with wherever in the world you are, and you can check our therapists and people around you can help. And other things we would say, as we always repeat here, And I think repetition is the key to success. So I will not get tired, and I'm sure you don't get tired of repeating that. You know, you have to, if there is mandatory for you, you're going to have it. Prepare your body for it. Make sure you eat as clean as possible. Make sure you avoid as much sugar as you can. As Dr. Mikkel always says, grapes, banana, they are fruits, but they are also full of sugar. So be aware what you're putting into your body pre and post, giving the body as much more nutrient and as much more nutrition possible to prepare for this fight, because it is a fight. It's an aggressor coming into your body, and until your body recognizes what it is, it's going to be a fight. So I think one of our big repetitions here is to be aware what you're putting into your body. You know, sugars, soft drinks, cans, and you name it. Stay away from it. Get vitamin D as much as you can. We have, like, at least here in Spain, we have beautiful sunshine that you can be every morning looking at it. I think another talk we can do here is the optical nerve and how the vitamins is starting, because that it's a big topic, you know, how the vitamins is starting to get through us, through our eyes. It's starting in there. So the blue lights all day doesn't help, you know, in front of computer and stuff. Dr. Mikkel has a huge lecture on it as well.
That's why I have glasses that refuse blue light.
Yes, I just don't put them here for the lives, but I am always with them too.
I know. No, but yeah, optic nerve is very interesting, and also about the different vitamins that people think that is actually the vitamins we use in our body. That the biochemistry one is absolutely not the same you eat. This is also an interesting topic. The knowledge there is very little. So yeah, I mean, we will continue to do this kind of information videos, all of you guys out there, to learn as much as possible, also to what ANF can do and not do for you. And I love to be here and be part of your clinic's journey in this, and also that we spread the word to your home country as well. It's really cool. Yes, exactly. It's going bigger in Brazil as well, so soon you're going to have to learn Portuguese to doing the lives in Portuguese. Probably. It's getting bigger there. I hope soon ANF going to be everywhere, and then you can go and be in Rio, Bahia, and the nice places in Brazil. But good, thank you so much. And for now, keep our tips of keeping your immune system health. Is there anything else you would like to add? I'll just turn on commenting again if anyone has any more questions, but I think we have answered the questions that they had sent. It could be difficult to ask questions of this biochemistry, but at least I hope it clarifies a little bit what these vaccines is and what they're doing and what the purpose with them. And no matter what comes in the world, it will always be people against and with it. I mean, trust your own instinct. And again, if you have any questions, you can ask us. If you're worried for your kids or whatever. It's also reason they start with older people to vaccinate them, because the younger you are, the stronger immune system you have, and probably not necessary to take vaccine at all. If it will be they start to vaccinate kids, and for having 7 myself, I will never ever give any vaccine to my kids as long as they are growing. That's for sure, because we talk with the DNA here. And because of lack of knowledge, we don't know what it do to our DNA in long term. And we need to have this in the back of our head, that we don't know what happened in the long term with this mRNA vaccine and what it do to our bodies. So the more data they get, the producers, the more data they can use, the better it will become. And of course, they're working 24/7 with this. And they do everything they can. And of course, everybody wants this pandemic to be over so we can have a normal life again. And I really hope it will come soon. We can see now in many countries all numbers going down. In many cases, we cannot trust the numbers, but anyhow, because it's done with quick test or whatever, Normally, to do a proper virus test, you need to have blood samples, and that is very, very complicated blood tests. It's not done by quick test or whatever. So I just hope it's over soon. And as Renata said, take good care of yourself, eat properly, stay away from inflammatory food. Listen to your body every time you feel butterflies or worried or nervous, that increase emotional stress. Calm down, because that creates a lot of invisible inflammations. And thank you for watching this with us. And thank you, Renata, for doing this. And
Thank you.
It's a great honor to be here.
Thank you so much. And looking forward to the next live. Thank you all for watching. And we'll catch up soon.
Yes. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye now. Bye.